Barbara Gilby and Elizabeth Ganter are going to be presenting for you this afternoon 5 different composers that Barbara has chosen to showcase some different things about colour in music to go along with my theme for the show at the moment, which is colour in printmaking. And there's 400 years of printmaking around the walls here, and there's going to be almost 400 years spread of listening to the pieces of music this afternoon. I asked Barbara if she would do this for us, and she very willingly agreed. And then Elizabeth got invited to be part of it as well, which is fantastic. So you get violin and guitar. I personally am very grateful. This is a new thing for us. We've not had a recital instead of an opening, but this is our opportunity to do this. So this afternoon, you've got the list in front of you, but just to make sure that everyone's in tune with it. Sorry, couldn't resist. Guilnini, Telemann, Paganini, Chrysler, and to finish, a little piece of traditional that'll be a treat for everyone. So can I hand over to Barbara and to Elizabeth, and to thank Paul, who's very kindly making a video so that those who can't be here this afternoon will also get a chance to enjoy a very special musical occasion. Thank you.
Just to explain, Elizabeth and I both lived in Braidwood for around 2 to 3 years, but this is the first time we've made music together, and we met at a writing workshop at Bragg. And in introducing ourselves, it was mentioned that I played the violin and that Elizabeth played the guitar. And when Cheryl asked me to do something for this event, I thought, well, solo violin is kind of a bit boring. What can I do to colour things up? So I asked Elizabeth if she would play with me, and she agreed. So we've got 3 pieces with guitar and 2 without. And the first piece is, it's a sostenuto, which means actually sustained. So it doesn't tell you much about the music really, by a guy called Gilby, who was one of the first composers. He lived from 1781 to 1829. He was one of the first to really make the guitar a fully fledged member of the concert band. yesterday I was talking to Cheryl and I said, choosing a program for an event like this is a little bit like the exhibition itself. One tries to choose things that go together but contrast with each other, that are interesting in their own right, but perhaps have some connections between each other. The next piece is a fantasy by Georg Philipp Telemann, and he was born in 1681, which is 1 year after this violin was made. So you could say, well, had he written this piece when he was in his 30s, say? You know, someone could write a nice novel about how this was the violin on which this piece of music may well have been played for the first time. Who knows? I don't think it's probably the case. Since Telemann was German and the violin is Italian, and in those days we didn't have the same kind of ease of access to things foreign that we do now. But anyway, this little fantasy, it has 4 movements, and to a musically interested person like me, it's interesting because the first movement is titled Dolce. Now, anyone who's been to an Italian restaurant knows that means sweet. So what does that tell you? It doesn't tell you to play how fast it is. Normally the indication at the beginning of a piece of music tells you roughly how fast it is. And I know of only 2 instances in the entire classical music repertoire where Dolce is written at the top of a piece of music. This is one, and the other one is Handel Violin Sonata in D major. So it's quite, I don't know, I guess I'm a nerd, I notice these things. And so the first movement is Dolce, you've got the others there, Allegro, Largo, and then Presto. Oh, I should say, Paganini is very well known as being a masterful and an incredible violinist and composer of extraordinarily difficult music for violin. This piece is not one of those. But it's interesting because Paganini also played the guitar and made guitars. He was famous for his skill on the violin. But, well, no, he didn't make guitars, but Stradivarius, for example, made a guitar for Paganini. And he owned quite a collection of guitars as well as violins. And this is a piece originally composed for violin and guitar. And the title Cantabile means singing. Now we're going to hear a short little piece. It's more contemporary than the rest. It's from the 20th century by a guy called Fritz Kreisler. Fritz Kreisler was an Austrian violinist who spent a lot of his life in America. He had a bit of a checkered career because he had driven ambulances in World War I. He was banned from performing in America during the Second World War. Just goes to show you how silly people can be. And a lot of his music actually has two composers' names on it. So, for example, Minuet by Popora Kreisler, or Prelude and such by, or, you know, anyway, he incorporated another composer's name with his name. And this was because when he first started writing music, he didn't think people would take it seriously because he was not a sort of well-known composer, he was a violinist. And so he pretended that he found a whole lot of manuscripts in a trunk. And that he told his publisher and he told the audiences that he had taken these pieces of music by other people and arranged them and embellished them and lengthened them. And it was one of those things that this kind of untruth went on for so long that eventually, when he came good about the fact that he had in fact written all of this music, his publisher was incredibly angry. But having said that, they're jolly good pieces, and so he became quite well known as a writer of music as well as a player of it. This is a scherzo, which scherzo is Italian for joke, and it's often a movement in, say, Beethoven symphonies or symphonies from that time on. Often the third movement is called scherzo. It's a sort of lighter, I don't think you'll find this, if you can find the joke in this, let me know. But it's a sort of generic word that means it's a piece of music that's not utterly serious. And this actually belongs to an introduction, which I'm not going to play today. But this is the scherzo that goes with it. last piece, which really needs no introduction.
Enjoying the music, the colour of music. Thank you so much.
Our pleasure.
If you enjoyed this afternoon, drop me a line at fYREGALLERY@gmail.com and let me know, because we might organise something else a bit early, in the early part of next year, if this has been popular this afternoon, which I think it has been. So thank you everybody for coming. Thank you Paul for doing the video. Thank you Helen for once again doing sterling duty, making sure that the mostly silent partner looks after me in the gallery. And for those of you who can stay and look at the art, the work that is the contemporary of Barbara's violin is just inside the door at the back, the Citrus Suite from 1647, and we come all the way to the 21st century, to a compatriot of Chrysler, one of the American artists with a solar etching on the wall there. So, colour in print, colour in music. thank you for being part of it this afternoon.